gate was 2.85 million. The attendance was 17,011. Can't read this. Second largest something. Awesome. Fight of the night was Weidman versus Jacare, and the performance of the nights were Israel and Cannonier. So they all won $50,000. Congratulations to them. I can't figure that out. What was it?
Second largest commercial pay-per-view event of this year.
Boom. Good for us. Huh?
Second. So that was number one.
Who's got the first question?
Dana, were you anything surprised you about the main event, DC's dominance, or did you see that kind of going that way possibly?
Yeah, listen, that was obviously a possibility, but yeah, I was surprised at how easily he dominated him and did whatever he wanted to do. Impressive.
We were all talking yesterday about, where does John Jones rank? Could he be the best of all time? But where would you put DC on that list? He's got to be up close to
absolutely,
the top.
and not just for what he's done fighting 2 different weight classes, undefeated at heavyweight. Only lost to John Jones at light heavyweight, and outside of the octagon too. Who he is, how he represents the sport, how he represents the brand, how good he is as a broadcaster, and I mean, the guy's just all around incredible.
One day when you decide to possibly step away from the UFC, could DC be a guy to be the president of the UFC? You think could be an ambassador in that way?
Oh, definitely. If you look at when we do the promos now, I mean, he's one of the big guys that you see in the promos that breaking down fights, talking about fights, whether he's on the desk at Fox or he's calling the fights for us, whatever he does. I mean, the guy is incredible. He could do anything. He literally can do anything. I saw him doing an interview with me. I actually posted one of the interviews he did with the media the other day, talking about how Derek changed his life, and this guy's gonna kill me. This guy's a smart guy, and I mean, I was just so blown away and impressed by the interview. I'm like, I'm reposting. Have you ever seen me repost an interview that's been done by that I've never done?
It was ours too. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Was that yours? You did that?
Well, it was.
You're just trying to take credit for it?
Team effort.
Team effort.
Last thing for me, Dana. Is Brock next for DC, and any idea when that could happen?
I don't know. We got to see. I don't know what he's got going on. Brock, that is. He just got done with having.
Congratulations once again. Third time here at the Guardian. 205, Connor, wild. 217, ridiculous. 3 title changes, mayhem, wildness. How would you sum up tonight?
Thanks. It was awesome. I mean, this card was incredible. Incredible from the bottom to the top. I think you saw some new stars break out tonight. Cannonier is a guy that I was really high on early on when I saw him fight in a couple fights. So then I moved him too fast and I put him in with Glover Teixeira, who wrestled him to death. Standing up, he was beating Teixeira on the feet. Teixeira wrestled him and whatever. I said, man, this kid could wrestle. This kid could be very dangerous and whatever. But you can't learn to wrestle that fast. So my guys come to me when these fights are falling apart. And like, we want to do Cannonier versus Branch. I'm like, no, we're not doing Cannonier versus Branch. Cannonier can't wrestle. You're going to go in there and throw him in there again. They're like, he's begging for this fight. Sometimes we have to protect these guys from themselves. So all this shit goes on. We end up doing it. And wow. I literally got up from my seat and walked over, when he was walking out of the octagon, telling the story. And yeah, wow. Especially against a guy like Branch, the way he, he handled the wrestling in that fight. And obviously Israel has been a guy who has been on the rise here for a minute. But I really felt like tonight was his first big test. Obviously his opponent hits like a truck and wrestles really well. And Madison Square Garden opening the show, and man, did he deliver. And many people, including me, think this kid is the future.
Absolutely.
And he went out and put a stamp on it tonight.
Would you like to see DC stay up there or drop down, obviously, against Jones eventually? What do you think DC should do?
I don't know. There's so many options for him right now. You know, let's see what happens with Jones. What I think he should do is go home and spend some time with his family. He stepped up and took this fight on short notice again for us. So just DC should go home, relax, have some fun, and take some time off.
You mentioned Adesanya. I mean, looking back at UFC Perth, it wasn't even that long ago that he made his UFC debut. Tell us a little bit about.
You're talking about Israel?
Yeah, Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to us a little bit about this quick rise. Is this one of the?
Yeah, listen.
And working with him.
The minute I saw this kid, I was like, holy shit, this is really good. I like this. Then you hear him talk. I like that too. You know, he's the whole package. He is he's very ambitious. I would like him to pump the brakes a little bit. And, you know, this guy wants to fucking fight everybody right now. And he wants to fight every month, which I love. Listen, you want to become a big star? Keep fighting. If you're a young guy who's healthy enough to fight all the time, I absolutely advise it. Do it. What you don't want to do is come out and put on a great performance and disappear, because people forget real quickly. But yeah, I like him very, very much. And I don't want to move him as fast as he wants to be moved, so he and I will get together and find a happy medium.
Because it's interesting, obviously Robert Whittaker will be fighting in Melbourne against Kelvin Gastelum. Is he a guy, he was talking through the media week, he wants to be a backup for that fight. Obviously, Chris Weidman lost his fight, so he's no longer a backup. He's no longer going to be a backup.
Listen,
who's going to be the backup?
I love it. I love this kid. I love this kid. Yeah, maybe he'll be the backup. We'll talk about it. I literally can't sit here and tell you enough good things about this kid. I like this kid a lot. And like I said, he came out tonight and put the stamp on it, man. He came out and really looked good tonight. I mean, if you look at how good he's looked in his other fights, he didn't even finish. He finished Derek Brunson tonight. It's a big deal.
Final question, Jacare. I mean, he went out there and he showed us a new aspect of his striking game. Was able to beat Chris Weidman. It's kind of like he's got a fresh start. Everybody's excited to see what's next for him now as well. What do you do with a guy like Jacare at this moment?
Yeah, one of the things, I don't know if everybody else noticed this, but in that fight, you know, Chris Weidman came out and was absolutely just picking him apart. But Jacare would not stop moving forward, man. He was moving forward, he was throwing punches. He was ripping him to the body. Great body shots that he had thrown, but he just wouldn't quit. You could tell this guy wanted to win this fight so bad. And he caught him. He ended up catching Weidman, and I thought Weidman had 3 rounds in the bag and was on his way to a win. He was 2 minutes away from winning the fight. But that's what happens when a guy wants to win that bad. He looked good tonight. And yeah, he obviously put himself in a great position, and we'll see what's next one.
What did you think of the stoppage at the end?
I think that Jacare was a stud at the end, and you know, knew that he was out and he didn't need to take any more punishment. And yeah, you know, it's all. I always have a lot of respect for guys who do that. You know, you see some guys do that sometimes and get in trouble. The fight doesn't end and the fight keeps going on, but you could tell by the way Weidman fell, that fight was over.
Dan, saying what you said about DC and knowing what you know about the sport, how do you see a DC Lesnar fight, given that Lesnar's been off so long? Is it going to be a dominant performance like this?
Listen, Daniel Cormier, whether he's at light heavyweight or heavyweight, is a tough guy to beat. You know, whether you're Lesnar or Stipe or Derek Lewis or any of these other guys. The thing was, for people that, what I've been arguing about all week, was people that are saying he didn't deserve this shot. He's the #2 ranked guy in the world. Who deserves the shot? He just beat Stipe in the first round. He knocked out the heavyweight champion in the first round. This guy's ranked #2. He just beat the #whatever guy. Who deserves it if it's not Derek Lewis? You know, and whether you got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, Cormier is a beast. He's a handful for anybody.
And Brock, including Brock, right? I mean, Brock.
Yeah.
Really have a big show.
And definitely Brock. Everybody. I said everybody includes Brock.
Yeah, obviously, with this being the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, Daniel Cormier has a draw for you guys. He seems to think he has 1 fight left. You have a pay-per-view in March. It's 2 weeks before his birthday in Vegas. Was any part of you want to try to convince this guy to stick around, you know, more than 1 fight?
No, I never convince anybody to stick around. If somebody thinks they're done, if it even crosses their mind that they're done, you'll never hear an argument out of me. When you say you're done, you're probably done.
But it's interesting, right? Because it seems like Brock will be the last fight. And you said yesterday, you talked about you feel like him and Jones probably are going to fight again or something. So what happens here? I mean, if it doesn't happen, you're cool with that? If it's just DC fights Brock and retires, and that's it?
I have no idea. If I was a genie, I could tell you that, but I'm not. We got to see how all this stuff plays out. Like I said, I think Cormier should take some. I really appreciate him stepping up and taking this fight, and you know, he needs to take some time off and spend some time with his family and heal his body up. And you know, you think about Cormier. This guy's been doing this for a very long time. You know, wrestling and mixed martial arts, and you know, he's going to be 40 years old soon. He's got a lot of wear and tear on his body. Take some rest. He's an absolute freak, man. He's such a talented guy, and when I say talented, I mean in every way, shape, and form. He's a talented guy.
We had Ben Askren come backstage tonight. He was in the house. Do you have the chance to speak with him?
Yeah, we just talked when I was. This guy thinks I hate him, and all this. If I hated you, why would I do that? I'm the one that did this deal. I'm the one that came up with this deal. This was my idea. Why would I do this if I hated you so bad and didn't want you to be here? It makes no sense.
You want to block him on Twitter?
I didn't even know that he was blocked on Twitter. Yeah, it like wasn't my first priority. You know, I've been doing some shit. You know, I've been busy. But yes, I had my girl that does it unblock him on Twitter.
Do you have any idea when he could debut? He seems to really want, you know, Colby Covington, Darren Till, one of those guys.
I'm just as excited. Listen, in this sport, you know, you find guys that people believe are great, or they believe they're great. It's very hard to go undefeated in this sport. I don't care who you are, who you fought. Very hard to go undefeated. And when we have situations like this, I love bringing people in like him to find out if they really are. It's incredible. It's great. You know, in my opinion, it was a great deal for me.
And the first quarter schedule for 2019, you guys announced that tonight. It's like 11 events in the first 3 months or whatever. Can you just talk about how everything came together for that, the transition to ESPN, and, you know, is there any fights being made at that point for that first big ESPN show in Brooklyn?
Yeah, we're working on all that stuff now. Actually, this fight had a lot to do with what was going to go on there. So we're, you know, we wanted to get this one behind us, and we'll be back in the office Tuesday making fights and getting ready for the first of the year.
What do you mean by that? Is that just meaning like some of the guys on this card can be on there?
Yeah.
Okay.